right time to be with the one you love now. Say now, oh baby, well now come on baby now. I wanna be the one I love now. You know what I'm thinking of. I know the night time. Oh, it's the right time to be the one you love now. I said to be the one you love. You know my mother now, and the dime now, and my father, the people y'all are crying. Oh, baby, well now come on, baby now. I want you to hold my hand, yeah, tight as you can. I know the night time. Oh, it's the right time to be the one you love now. You know what I'm thinking of. Oh, sing a song, my baby.
All right. Now, I usually don't have intro music, but I'm feeling good this morning. And YouTube might give me a copyright strike and force me to remove it. Okay, whatever. Just wanted to hop on here and talk about this video that surfaced, I believe a couple days or so ago. First of all, shout out to everybody. Man, what are y'all doing up this early? I thought I'd be in here by myself. Joe, maybe, Ashar, shout out to everybody. Dogs are Trash, Kenny, Cloud Whisperer. How many of y'all seen this? November 11th is when it was updated. When was it posted? Well, it was either yesterday or the day before yesterday it was posted. And I also want to deal with the advice given by dog trainer John Gatt. Okay, John Gatt. John Gatt gave some advice after the death of the 2-year-old, I believe it was 2 years old, that I reported on not long ago. In fact, here's the story right here. Excuse me. Yeah, 2-year-old Jaden Pollard. I remember I reported on this. This was a fatal attack. Now I want y'all to watch this. This video has gone viral. Another security guard attacked. Watch this. Y'all see that? Notice how the dog just ran up and attacked him. Did the man run? He didn't run. You know how they tell you that if a dog approaches you aggressively, to cross your arms and fold them or put them down by your side? They tell you to do that because dogs will quite often try to bite your limbs, whether it be legs or your hands, your arms, like they did with this security officer. Why? These people insist, these trainers insist that dogs are always provoked. That you've always done something to provoke them. No. Dogs attack for absolutely no reason at all. They attack for sport. This is proven time and time again. Look at how still this security guard was. Dog attacked him anyways. This is what I hate so much about dogs. And this is why I can't tolerate people who are in love with these mutants. They want all of us to accept this type of behavior as normal. Look at the worthless owner. This is why I say nobody should be in possession of these, especially no little frail woman. Just casually walking over. I think that's no, this is the owner. Let's finish watching this. Yeah, that woman is now look. She grabs his stick and she starts hitting the dog with the stick. Now, matter of fact, let me not show that. Because yeah, YouTube will give me a strike and say I violated, you showed animal cruelty. But she starts hitting this mutt with a stick and the dog is not even paying attention to her. It's not even reacting to her. But once again, you see, the only thing dogs really understand is aggression, because that's the only thing that they give out. That's the only thing that they offer, humans or other dogs, is aggression and food obsession. There's literally nothing to love about these things. So this was an unprovoked attack, as they all are. And then we had some expert, so-called expert, come out and make a statement. Okay. He tried to give some advice on what to do during a dog attack, but I wanted you to watch this video first before we get into his expert advice. Now, this is the article. You see the title, Experts' 3 Rules to Avoid Dog Attacks After Tragic Death of 2-year-old Jaden Pollard. And what to do if you find yourself in a terrifying situation. Now, dog trainer, name is John Gatt. Mr. Gatt, I sent you a message and a link to this live stream. I hope you're watching. Hope you're listening. A leading dog behaviorist and trainer. Okay, so let me correct myself. He's not just a trainer. He's a dog behaviorist and a trainer. Has given his 3 rules for avoiding a dog attack and what you can do if you find yourself in a scary situation following the tragic mauling death of 2-year-old Jaden Pollard. He teaches dog attack prevention programs. Listen to that. This is as much of an expert as you can get. Dog attack prevention programs. Okay. This is a bona fide expert. And he warns parents and children who find themselves in the company of aggressive dog. He says, don't run, don't scream, and don't touch. Well, you mean like that security guard who was attacked a couple days ago? He didn't run. I don't think he screamed. And he didn't touch it. So what is he talking about? Every attack we've ever watched, people, the victim did not run. The victim did not scream. Well, some of them may have screamed. But don't tell people not to scream. Especially don't tell kids not to scream. Don't tell kids not to run. You saw this was an adult. This security guard was an adult. Not even the security guard could stand perfectly still, even though he was pretty still. So we have a problem. He says the first rule is never run. When you run, it activates a dog's chase drive. There you go. If something that's deadly has a chase drive, it has no place in society. Because we as humans, we move, we walk, we run, we jog, we ride bikes, roller skates, skateboards, roller blades. So something that wants to attack something that moves has no place in ours. It's simple as that. Said a dog is 6 to 10 times faster than humans. So don't run. That's another reason why they have no place in society. Can't even outrun them. The second, he said, is never scream. You mean like a dog yelps when a dog is hurt? When a dog is in pain? It whines and squeals like a rat? Why is the dog allowed to scream? The dog can scream all it wants, but we can't. Why? Because when you scream, the dog will attack even more aggressively. So when a dog squeals when it's in pain, the attacker is supposed to attack more aggressively. You only give the dog what it gives. Treat the dog how it treats others. But no, that's inhumane. No, the dog itself is inhumane and has no place in society. Okay, so he said, don't run, don't scream. Lastly, he says, never touch a dog you don't know. Never assume it's friendly. Never touch a dog, period. Whether you've seen it before or not. Okay? It's really that simple. This trainer said, stand completely still with your head tilted up at the sky and arms crossed across the chest. If you or your children find yourself the target of an aggressive dog, according to John, it lets the dog know you won't make any sudden movements and you're not a threat or prey. Really. The security guard was pretty still, but he was bitten on his hand because the dog knew what a hand was. They know what limbs are. They can see. No matter if your hand is moving or perfectly still, if the dog wants to attack you, it will attack you. I've had a small dog try to bite me, even though I was standing perfectly still. You standing still is not going to stop a dog. I've showed another video. Y'all remember that video I showed where this boy was standing perfectly still? I mean, he didn't budge. As still as a tree. Dog came right up and attacked him. So this is a lie. This is misinformation. And it's your fault, experts, John Gatt. It's your fault for not basing your theories or your advice on reality. All you had to do was examine dog attack cases and then reach obvious conclusions. But instead, you wanted to pander to dog nuttery. Okay, this is why I say dog lovers should not be behaviorists. They should not give advice to the public because they're going to pander to dogs and protect dogs and project people as the problem. Now look at this. He gives this advice to children. I remember that video I showed that surfaced here recently of a dog going after a little girl, and she was screaming. It's unacceptable. It's unreasonable, illogical to expect even an adult to stand still when there's a huge aggressive dog approaching them. That's unreasonable. That's not a reasonable thing to ask someone to do. Do you know how much less reasonable it is to expect a toddler to see a dog approaching them and to stand perfectly still? They give advice for children that's impossible for children to pull off, so that they could always blame the children not doing these things as the cause of the attack. So there you go. They have a permanent blame system where they can blame the victim every single time. Well, you shouldn't have screamed. You should have stood still. It was your fault. It was you failing to do the right thing. That's why you were attacked. We have to call out this misinformation. These people are not experts, man. These are not experts. These are con artists. They're putting out false information. There's no way around it. He said, don't make any sudden movements. You mean like that security guard? Like that child that I showed? Like several victims? Didn't make any sudden movement. Remember that guy sitting on his, what was it, a scooter? A four-wheeler? He was as still as a statue. And those three dogs charged over there and tried to attack him. Why don't the experts ever know what they're talking about? You can never find their advice or anything that they say. You can never find it in actual dog attack cases. They say John's knowledge is invaluable, especially given to the 2,600 in NSW alone in the last financial year. That's scary. These people going out spreading this misinformation to the public. According to John, attacks have only increased. They've increased everywhere. Everywhere. So this is failed information. Failed information. Now let's look at John Gatt. Let's take a look at this guy. If you Google his name, his Instagram will come up. Okay, and I want you to look at this. We've talked about how dogs, they can't love. With dogs, everything is about either submission or domination. And these things are obsessed with food. Check this out. Okay, bear with me as you have to look at this unsightly mutant.
Frenchy, right there. Now, like a dog trainer, I offered a treat to settle it and try to be friends with it. Sometimes the method doesn't work. Now I'm holding this treat. Look at this dog have a go at me. You know what it's doing? It's saying to me, give me another bloody treat, John. Look, she's raising her lips. She's getting more frustrated. Now watch what happens. I give her a treat because that's what she wanted. Shut her down, not because she loves me or anything.
You heard what he said? That dog was demanding food. And he said that it stopped barking and started to eat the treat, not because it loves me or anything. He said that. But when these dog lovers, when they feed dogs, they think somehow that's a show of love from the dog. When the dog is tolerant of them, their presence, when the dog is not ripping their face off, they interpret that as love. Again, something that behaves like this doesn't deserve food.
It's what she wanted, you see? But she's not learning that behaviour is not acceptable. So if I take that away, she goes into a bang.
See, these hideous, ungrateful mutants. Humans have been so stupid for so long. Dogs basically demand to be given food, water, and shelter. And they continue to attack your youth on top of that. I've always known this. What type of creature demands food to be given to it by another organism? Let's just look at the principle of this all. You wouldn't tolerate a human being acting like this. And I don't want to hear nothing. Oh, well, it's an animal. Other animals don't do this. You don't see other animals coming up to people, demanding food, being aggressive with them.
All right, guys. Now, you see this Frenchy AR right there? Now, look at
what a useless, worthless, good for nothing. These things, they should be exterminated. Every last one of them. This is a small dog. I don't care. Exterminate these things. Good riddance. I cannot wait until the day when world governments wake up and exterminate these worthless, good for nothing pieces of trash. You're going to demand, you're going to tell me to give you food? What if people did that? You tell those people, get a job. I'm not giving you my food. And that's exactly what this dog is doing. It feels like the alpha.
Dog trainer, I offered it a treat to settle it and try to be friends with it. Sometimes the method doesn't work.
You see, this thing continues to bark and be aggressive because it sees that he's not being aggressive. He has the food and he's not being aggressive. So in the dog's mind, it feels like, okay, I need to be aggressive. Then I can get what I want. With dogs, it's all about whoever's the most aggressive establishes their superiority and eats first. The alpha always eats first, but he's holding the treat and behaving like a passive individual. So the instinct of the dog is to be aggressive. Now, if he were to stand there with that treat and kick that raggedy faced mutt in the face and send it flying across the room, that mutt might shut up. I can almost guarantee you it will shut up. It comes back and starts barking like this again. You kick this junky faced mutt in the face again. It will get the message and it will shut up. Because the only thing they understand is aggression. Now you have people who allow their dogs to act aggressive like this all day to any and everybody. That creates more dangerous. It creates more dangerous dogs. This is how dogs behave when you raise them with love, hugs and kisses. If the dog is not being submissive in response to aggression, their instinct is to be the one who is aggressive. Everything is either about domination or submission. They're not intelligent enough to have a mutual, honest relationship. And that's exactly what these nutters crave so much.
Now I'm holding this treat. Look at this dog how it got me. You know what it's doing? It's saying to me, give me another bloody treat, John.
And he said it. He said the dog is saying to me, give me another bloody treat. This is what he's saying.
Look,
now this part is not misinformation. John Gatt is right about that.
She's raising her lips. She's getting more frustrated. Now watch what happens. I'll give her a treat because that's what she wanted.
Ugh, really? That's lovable? You got people everywhere who view this type of a mutant as lovable? If I were a pet person, no thank you. I'll take the pet that's never aggressive. And if it wants something, we'll approach gently. Yeah. I don't understand the obsession with this type of behavior. Yeah, no thank you. You know, it blows my mind how people behave like these things are so attractive. These people are so addicted to something this unruly, unbelievable. Shout out to Kayamo Aye in the super chat. Shout out to Kayamo. Okay, I just saw this post on Instagram. Let me see if I can find it. And it upset me. Let me see if I can find it. Okay. I have so many people blocked on Instagram. It's ridiculous. Right here. Okay. And wait a minute. Now I have to unfollow. I can't do it. Upload these goofy photos. But look at the post. Look what she wrote. My new obsession. Yeah. Maybe one day I'll post a pic with just me in it. It has been my dream dog for years. Down to coat color and its pretty light eyes. What? But most of all, I love his personality. You like to take naps and hella chill just like me. So this is the mutant that you dreamed of? This right here? I remember back when I used to go into people's homes and their dog would be there. And of course it would approach me. I remember clearly how I thought that these things were unsightly. I looked at them. I said, this is not an attractive pet. It's not a adorable, cuddly looking creature. They look unsightly. You mean people are obsessed with something that looks like this? I don't get it. Unsightly as in they're not pleasing to look at. It's not even a case of calling them ugly. They're just not comfortable to look at, uncomfortable to look at, not pleasant to look at. Okay? But hey, to each his own. But I refuse to follow people who are obsessed with these things. She claimed this thing has a personality. It does not. That's all your imagination. Everything about them is in these people's imagination. That includes dog attack scenarios where they get up here and tell people, be a tree, be a log, stand still, and just accept the attack. When, if these people truly wanted people to be safe, they would tell them, carry a weapon. Okay? And if a dog approaches you aggressively, use it. Neutralize the threat. And you remind them of the laws in your state. But I believe all states tell you that you're within your rights to shoot an aggressive dog. That's the case in all states. But these so-called experts, these behaviorists, they never offer that as a solution. And that's a disservice. That's the same as misinformation. It's the same as not telling the whole truth, which in many people's mind is the same as a lie. Tell half the story, that's another way of telling a lie. For them to fail to tell us and really inform people about the true natural aggression of dogs, that they attack for absolutely no reason at all, and there's nothing you can do to stop them other than neutralize them. That's the one and only true solution. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean, good point. Michelle said all that money wasted on a selfish, stupid, evil dogs is sickening. I don't want to spend money on something that doesn't even act like it's appreciative, but instead demands that I feed it. Like, I don't understand what's pleasing about that. There's nothing pleasing about having a food-obsessed, unappreciative mutant in the home. I mean, are you really that desperate for a companionship? If that's the case, we need to get rid of dogs and just create a companionship business. You want a companion? Well, hey, you can pay for one, just like you'd pay for a dog. Only this time it's a human, and guess what? You're not going to be mauled. You're not going to have a bunch of foreign infections coming your way. What is this? Yeah, it's overboard. As Dion pointed out in the most recent live stream, these dogs are keeping us sick. I've been saying this for a while. They keep us sick. Constantly keeping our immune systems fighting against their filth. They're just too much of a hazard. Large and small. They all need to be gotten rid of. Yeah. Lying by omission. And that's a big part of dog culture. To tell half-truths. That's how they con people. They throw a few things in there that might be true. Okay? It's sad. Sad so many people are brainwashed. The lies it's over. That era is over. Okay? They've been able to thrive unchallenged and unchecked for decades. It feels good to see the end of that era, which is the beginning of another era, and that's us. Shout out to everybody able to join me for this brief live stream, and I will definitely be back a little later on, And I hope you all are able to join me as we continue with this crusade.